Is anybody doing Instagram?
I'm doing it. I'm on it.
Okay.
Primary ignition.
In Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and you're watching the virtual Cantina Network.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Hello there. Welcome to another episode of the Ahsoka Revisited, as we are about to watch Part 6. Running Chewie tonight is going to be Jeff. Jeff, how are you?
Good. A little older and not much wiser.
As we like you.
This is the way.
This is the way. And $90 cheaper, we have Dave. How are you, sir?
You mean poorer?
Yeah, poorer.
99, 107 or something.
With tax and shipping.
Taxes.
Yes.
Such minimal prompting.
You suck.
I know. And Bryce, how are you, sir?
Doing very well. I appreciate you guys letting me crash the party today.
You're not Skip. What's going on here?
Are we on the wrong network? Are we on the Bryce?
I thought this was the solstice of Skip, not the I don't even know.
Beginnings of Bryce.
That's it.
I think Skip has been eclipsed.
Oh, there we go.
Yes. So first and foremost, want to pay tribute to the man, the myth, Carl Weathers. A lot of people know him as Apollo Creed or Action Jackson or Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, us geeks know him as Grief Karga or Chubbs Pearson.
Yep, Chubbs, Apollo Creed.
What was your foray to Carl Weathers, Bryce?
Rocky.
Which one?
I'm trying to remember which one I actually saw first.
You youngsters.
No, it was Rocky 1. It was Rocky 1. I was trying to think because I know he's in multiple, but it was Rocky 1.
He's in pretty much all of them, but
1 through 4.
Yeah, until he died, right?
Yeah, but I do remember seeing the original with
character died
when he first meets Mickey and does the famous steps up in Philadelphia. But Predator with him and Arnold Schwarzenegger is probably the most iconic bro moment in movies.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Dude, you son of a bitch.
Yes, exactly. But then it's just all these guys are
Most
completely oiled up and greased.
Sweaty.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Most overused handshake in con history.
Yeah.
It's also a huge meme. You should know that.
Yes. Indeed.
Yes.
Of course. And what about you, Dave? What's your foray into
Carl
Weathers?
I'm going to give a plug and not spoil it because I don't know that you guys even know this yet, but this Sunday's episode of The Unifying Force is a tribute to Carl Weathers. And I share this very thing, my introduction to Carl Weathers as an actor, as a person, as well as Kat and Gio sharing their feelings. And then we delve deeper into his life, his career, and what will ultimately be his legacy. So Tune in Sunday, 11 a.m. If you can't do it Eastern. If you can't do it then, as soon as that is over, that will be live on the VCN. So check us out on the Unifying Force.
Cool. What about you, Dave? I mean, Jeff?
The other Dave.
The other Dave and Daryl.
Definitely when he came out to Living in America and the original Rocky was
that wasn't the original one.
Oh, that wasn't the original.
No, that was 4.
That was later on. Well, whenever. He was the bad guy in the original Rocky.
Yes.
And that was probably my first realization of him as an actor, as opposed to maybe seeing him in a TV cameo role, like on the Love Boat or something before then. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Or in another role in another movie where it wasn't, so iconic. But
right.
I definitely remember Living in America as a big thing with him. So that's been
one time. Well. In the name of James.
But and then all the he was part of the 80s action pack, even if he wasn't the main guy. I mean, he did Action Jackson as well. So he had the opportunities, I guess, but they just didn't flourish for him as well as others. But he's always there and sort of right up next to the main guys, which is cool.
It's going to be very interesting what happens when Mandalorian Grogu and figure out, where the character is going to go. Speaking of Mandalorian Grogu, filming starts this June with a 2026 just after Celebration Japan. Trailer, maybe? Teaser in Japan, maybe?
Oh, I think definitely there's going to be a lot of momentum. And I was actually thinking about this the other day. Obviously I won't be able to go to Tokyo, but I'm thinking you guys are going to be in for quite the treat, I think. Because I think that movie's going to be promoted, and it may even be a return of John Boyega at Celebration. I could see Ray maybe being at Celebration. I want to say Daisy Ridley, but I just synonymously call her Ray.
Wait.
Maybe Oscar Isaac.
That it dropped.
What's that?
It dropped. They told us we know what the Mandalorian Grogu is going to be. You didn't hear that? No. It's Raiders of the Lost Frog Eggs. We already know.
Oh my God, that's so good.
I think it was the sequel. It was Search for More Nuggies.
Of course, there's a sequel.
I was like, why did that pop up in the freaking brand? Okay.
It's because the search for more nuggies
and chalky
milk. It's there.
That's
yes, I like it.
We're ready.
Hey Ray, how are you? Welcome from Canada. Speaking of Ray from Canada, Ray from Canada is going to be one of our family members joining us in California this summer.
It is an international family vacation this time.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Hey, Lila.
What's up, Lila?
We have 75. We are 75% sold out of Bus 2 right now. So you want to do us a favor and you want to buy up those extra tickets, because we're going to be introducing some stuff real shortly if those tickets sell out quickly.
And Bus 2 is where the cool people are. That's where the cool people are at. I'm just saying, Bus 2 is the cool bus.
Do we have assigned seats on this?
Some of us do.
Some of us probably have to. That's a fair point, Jeff.
It's not. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Oh, Lila says she's on Bus 2.
See, that's what I said. That's where the cool people are at. You want to be there? Come on.
I got to get that GoFundMe page up so I can go.
Yes, you do.
Sell some of those Black Series that you can't see behind you.
Dude, I honestly, truth be told, I did knock down a considerable amount of my collection. So The totes that I showed you behind me earlier are the ones that I'm keeping. I
Uh-huh.
have 6 more that I'm still
Oh,
selling,
wow.
and I've already sold through 26 items, $1,100.
Where do you sell on those items? Is it like eBay or something?
So yeah, right now I'm doing eBay. But my friend Chris and I are actually trying to kick off what we're calling the Geek Trader Market. So we just created a brand new Facebook page a couple days ago, and kind of kicking that off with just the collectors in the area and
Oh,
doing like a
local.
large swap meet.
Nice.
I think I posted pictures of it last year when we did it. We did it twice. It was a huge success. So now we're actually going to brand it and actually try to build something locally and maybe actually start touring it through Michigan, see what happens. So
Cool.
Excellent.
yeah, so it's kind of cool.
I have stuff I need to get rid of, and I'm wary of how to do it. So
I can always connect with you one-on-one, Jeff, and help you with that for sure.
I will be no help because stuff comes here to live the rest of its life.
Yeah, but yeah, join us. It's gonna be a great time, a lot of fun. Going to Disney. 3 Boonta Eves, each individually themed. It's gonna be absolutely incredible. And like I said, Bus 2 is 75% sold out. So I get Froggy and Jump.
Bus 1 is where the cool people are going to be. So don't let anybody try to fool you.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a battle.
I mean, a lot of good things are going on, in fandom, and the Marvels are now on Disney Plus. They announced Moana 2 this year.
Great action scenes in that movie.
Actually, it's fantastic. A lot of good stuff, but a lot of great cons coming up as well. Dave, you're going to a couple.
Oh my gracious, there are a lot of great cons. They're Mad Monster is in Charlotte this weekend. Next weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend. Mad Monster is there. There's some people there, not necessarily the Star Wars people, but you've got some Smallville people. You've got Dukes of Hazzard reunion kind of going there. The Lost Boys, so that's coming up. We've got
this one?
That one, that missed that one. That one's already gone. That was in Orlando.
That's right. Damn.
And my wife was there, but I was not. That's
it was Phantom Dave.
But no, like GalaxyCon Richmond. Ooh, getting a big Star Wars lineup going.
Yes, that one's coming up. Yes,
we've got. They announced Pauly, like Carson Teva was announced last night for that one. We've already got several people. I think Katie Sackhoff, Giancarlo, Ian is there. Is who else? I know there's more Star Wars people. Gina Carano. There's more, but lots of Star Wars people that are going to be there, and stinking Richard Dean Anderson people.
MacGyver.
Oh, yes.
Wow, you got it, huh? Oh no, wait.
you
want to get the big display though. That's what you were trying to get.
I do want to get the big display, but it's like $2,000. But I did find a display, like a little box that you can display this on.
Oh, well,
I think I'll have him sign the display and then put the knife on.
Ah, there you go. That's how you can incorporate it. That's kind of cool.
Yep. And then what else we got coming up? Fan Expo Knoxville will be a little bit further out. I think that's June. But again, announced for that today would be Brendan Wayne coming to the East Coast.
It's his birthday today.
Yes, they announced it on his birthday. They'd already announced
Aquarians
that he will be in DC on May the 4th at a comic shop doing a signing, but announced as well for Fan Expo Knoxville in June, and that's going to be a good time. I think there will be some cool people there.
And also in March 23rd and 24th, is the New England Toy and Record Show, which is run by friend of the group, Dominic Coate. And we are actually going to be hosting the official after party at an arcade in Dover, New Hampshire, which we're very excited about. But the lineup is really stacked. You got Nikki Botello from the Ewok Adventures, our good friend Eric Walker, Daniel Romero and Roy Ross from The Mandalorian, John Morton, one of our Bunta guests from California. John's going to be coming up to New England. And the first public signing in a really long time, Mr. Howie Weed. Now, if you don't know who Howie Weed is, Howie Weed was not only Vigo the Carpathian as Ray Stantz in Ghostbusters 2, but he was the man in the suit for the Wampa in the special edition of Empire Strikes Back.
Not to be confused with the man in the chair. The man in the suit.
Correct. So very excited about that. Hope to see you there. I will be there. A lot of our members are going to be there. Lalo was just talking about Chronicon, which is going to be the Jay and Silent Bob convention that's going to be in Chicago this year, which is the week after ICCC. Only the lineup I was going to be absolutely incredible, but if they pull off Affleck or Mark Hamill, I might have to fly to Chicago for a day.
They have, oh my gracious! If they get what's Hamill's character? It's Cockknocker.
Cockknocker. Cockknocker's the best.
And when he just like
villain
plows through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man, it was just incredible.
His giant
the best part was it said, "Hey, look, kids, it's Mark Hamill." Applause.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like a little prompt.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But which obviously is the takeoff of the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, where they actually had a Comic-Con there.
Chronic Con.
I wonder if they're going to have a holographic version of Chris Hemsworth, like they had in the movies.
Who knows if they won't like do something like meta ridiculousness, like film sections for another reboot of something like Film in Life, a con, and yeah.
And Bryce, you got a great con with a couple of our friends going to be coming over.
Yes, it is correct. Let me, before I can say anything, let me make sure it's official.
See, that's the thing.
I am not going to get in trouble because this person reached out to me directly and let me know something.
Yeah, that's why I have to like think before I tell announcements on who's going to be where. Sometimes it's like, wait,
right? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's on here yet.
Well, you're at least going to a con.
Yes, I am. April 12th through the 14th. This is the Grand Rapids Comic Con. It's what they call the Spring Fling Road Trip. So it's actually not in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's actually just a little bit south in another really nice city of Kalamazoo. They do the spring one in Kalamazoo, and then they'll do a one in November. That's actually in Grand Rapids, and that's like their big event. But yes, when that announcement becomes official, I will be announcing it to the channel.
And Motor City is relatively close to you, yeah? No?
So Grand Rapids is about 2.5 hours south of me. Motor City's a good 4.5 hours away. That's definitely one that we've been thinking about going to anyway as well. But yeah, there's the Grand Rapids one, and then there's my local one, which is Memorial Weekend. They're called the Cherry Capital Con. And it's really comic central, but I will be honest with you. One of my dear friends is now in charge of that entire convention now. So I've been in the works with him and looking at maybe trying to see if we can get some of our family members, like our talented family members, to visit up here in Traverse City. So those not for this year, but for next year, see if we can't get some notoriety to come to Traverse City and expand what we have up here. We've been doing it for 12 years. It's a really fun Comic Con. Sophia has to dress up every year for it.
Nice.
So right now, in honor of the show that we are watching, she has chosen to be Sabine Wren.
Ooh.
So that's what we're working on as well.
I think you need to be hitting up MVO to see if one of those helmets would fall off a truck.
Little small one.
Yeah, I should. I need to reach out to him anyway. So that actually is a good idea.
There was one that fell off a truck. Is factory second.
Are you sure that Kalamazoo is a real place? Because I'm pretty sure that cartoons made that place up.
No, Kalamazoo is a real place.
Is that where Watsumoto U is?
Cucamonga. It's Rancho they added and made it into a city. Anyways, speaking of Rancho, we have a con coming up in May in Ontario, which is near Rancho Cucamonga, featuring a good selection of Rebels voice actors specifically, as well as some other great stars. Yes. So that'll be cool.
Comic-Con Revolution.
Comic-Con Revolution.
I need Freddie. Freddie.
I'm very suspicious that that's going to be another one where he cancels last minute or whatever, which he's done, I guess, kind of chronically. But that con annoyed me a bit last year, so I've been on the fence about actually how I'm going to attend, like whether I want to do cosplay or not. They had a weird arbitrary weapons rule that got instituted day of or something. And this, where is it? Type of weapon, because it vaguely resembles a firearm, even though it weighs like a pound, and I could throw it at you and it would never hurt you. Besides the fact that it doesn't shoot anything, had to be taken back to my vehicle and left in the car to get hot while I was in a hot con inside. So that's not good for the weapon itself. But the fact that they wouldn't let in things like that, but you could see people walking around with samurai swords and katana blades all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Things that you could actually hurt people with, even if they're not as originally intended. They're pretty close. So that was very, very annoying. We were trying to warn a guy as we were leaving to go drop our weapons off that was coming in as Paz Vizsla, heavy gunner.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, they're not going to let you bring in that big old gun. And he didn't listen to us. And we came back in, and he was sitting inside by the stairs waiting for his girlfriend to come back from the car because she had to go drop off his gun.
Oh, well, that was not the way.
Yeah, it was not. And it was kind of disappointing. It detracts from some costumes really need that to sell it. And, I don't know. So that's my 2 cents on Comic-Con Revolution. It's a great, young con, and especially for that part of LA area. It's a little bit more of a drive for me, but it's close to a lot of people. So that gives them an opportunity to get to a bigger con than Comic-Con or LA Comic-Con or Long Beach Comic-Con, which are farther west. So anyways, I'm sure there's other stuff coming up around here, but that's the big one.
But speaking of cons, we do have our sister page of Obi. I never get it right, but anyway, Obi oneself. There we go. Obi oneself. Where not only it's a sister page to the celebration page, but we have expanded and we do have a little bit more of a comprehensive list of upcoming cons through March. And to highlight a couple of those is like Pensacon, That's down in Pensacola, Florida. Emerald City Comic Con that comes up at the end of February. Fan Expo Vancouver there in British Columbia. Planet Comic Con, which is actually in Kansas City, Missouri. Awesome Con, Washington, D.C. Got the Arizona Comic Book Arts Festival, Toronto Comic Con, just to name a few. WonderCon, which is end of March out there in Anaheim.
Yeah, WonderCon, that's one of the other ones I'm going to go to, and maybe D23, but that's after the family vacation. But WonderCon is a pretty big con here that is basically like a scaled down version of San Diego Comic Con. They're run by the same group. Used to be in San Jose, I believe, when it started, and then they moved down here at one point. Been here since, so it's a good, like, if you have the opportunity to go there, like, it's a great alternative to going to the big show in San Diego, just because it's basically the same thing but scaled down, not quite as overwhelming. But I like that it's in local now, so I forget about that one a lot, though. Obviously, I just did. I think me and Michael both make an appearance.
So
there.
we're gonna nice. So we're gonna be watching part 6 of Ahsoka tonight, which is ironic because back in an interview in 2022 at Celebration, Dave Filoni was asked, "Where is Ezra on the Star Wars show stage?" And he said, "Far, far away." Little do we know, that's actually the title of this episode.
Yep.
Very nice.
The question is, did Dave have this planned then, or did he remember what he said then when he planned this? The chicken.
Oh no, that was planned.
Likely in pre-production at the very least, I would say.
Well, because that's where they introduced us to Natasha, the girl who plays Sabine Wren. She was introduced at Celebration in the Mandalorian panel.
Yep.
So they knew.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they knew.
But this is a definitely good episode. Very excited to watch this with you guys. And for those who didn't catch it, last week we had a really good episode with Brendan Wayne. It's always a pleasure having Brendan on our show. If you want to catch any of the other ones, you can go to the Virtual Cantina Network, which is youtube.com/@Virtual Cantina Network. So check it out. We're always growing. We're always looking for new programming and new ideas, new merchandise. We got some new merchandise. Merchandise. Dave, tell us about the merchandising.
Oh, well, Hu Yang is for the younglings. There's always Hu Yang for the younglings. But he features prominently in this. But of course, as we've seen, Bad Batch is coming and no one's ever really gone. Mm-hmm. Somehow, Asajj may have returned. And, we were speaking of Mr. Filoni. He has a penchant for these, Ahsoka Lives shirts. So we have our own version. And again, I know Skip's in the crowd and Skip's going to go groan at this. But this is who we want. Somehow Tech returned, damn it. We want it to happen, but I don't know.
It's possible that Tech is who we see in the trailer that's dressed up in front of the troopers that you can't really see, because it certainly isn't Crosshair, because we can kind of see that he's more been a prisoner than anything after that last episode we saw him in. So
Empire does just throw you away.
Mm-hmm. Coincidentally, is what Hunter told
about that time. Yes. So it's about that time. So please queue up your D+ machines as we're ready to start up Chapter 6. And whenever you're ready with the 10-second countdown, let's roll it.
don't skip the recap because recap is badass. There's all sorts of
Oh
stuff.
man, definitely. There's a lot of led up to this episode. What do we have?
You see
Two more after this.
You see Ahsoka getting shanked. And that Senator Zolo's a dick.
Yep.
Oh, look. Oh, we didn't.
That guy we talked to last week.
I know him.
That was
Santo?
that's Star Wars adjacent. That's Favreau.
Yep.
It is 100%.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
Pergalicious Purgles.
Oh,
like chicken.
you know, I wish John Drake was
Are
sitting
you
here with me
watching?
right now.
That's your next T-shirt. Pergalicious. Our gift to you right here.
For
I
who?
do actually
Your Purger
would love
Council?
a Purgle shirt. I would really love one. Just says Space Whales. I think we can do it. Be great.
Well,
There might
Aaron
be something like that already.
Aaron Waldron has a couple of great ones, including Admiral There Might Be Whales or Save the Space Whales.
RV Whales.
But I think we need a body is Pergalicious.
Pergalicious.
I think that we should for 100%.
So this is a rewatch. So we've seen this entire first season of Ahsoka. Why was Sabine's helmet red in that helmet opening? There was so much speculation that red always denotes a bad guy in that lineup.
From a certain point of view.
So where
the one that caused all this crap to happen.
But that's more, that's not, being evil or, like Vader gets a red helmet. It just seems kind of weird to me.
He didn't have a red helmet, but didn't he had red lenses in his helmet.
No, I'm talking about in that opening where they say Star Wars and then it cycles through the different helmets or droid heads.
Oh, that began. Oh, gotcha.
They just showed a second ago.
Yeah.
So in that, traditionally, on every show that it's attached to, first it'll show like something from the show, like they added Sabine for this show, I believe. But normally it cycles back and forth between blue and red ones, and blue traditionally denotes a hero type, and red traditionally a villain type. And that's why I was just like that. There was a lot of talk of that when it first dropped that way, and then it just sort of went away, and people were like, whatever. And then there was no like clarification as to possibly why that was set up that way, or if it was just done kind of arbitrarily or what. I should have talked to Filoni about that when I saw him instead of talking about Foloni. Dagnabbit.
Hey, we appreciate you talking about the schmuck that dresses up like Filoni. Appreciate it.
He's like, oh yeah, there's lots of those guys. No, he said his wife was looking for the cosplayers, but he thought it was to upgrade. But I love watching Hu Yang.
This is actually a really great scene. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I love watching Hu Yang more now that I know how practical he is.
That's exactly what I was going for.
Yes, he said the thing.
And there it is, part 6, Far, Far Away. And there she is with her cool.
You should count how many times it says ominous music playing on the closed caption.
Every time it says it, you drink.
There you go.
We'd all be making bad decisions 20 minutes into this.
That'd be interesting to play a
I resemble that remark.
I know, because somebody...
Why is Sabine wearing Grogu's manacles?
They're extra large Grogu manacles. I have a pair of those around here somewhere. I want to get a pair that are the Grogu size though, like thumb cuffs. In that
cool.
style.
But why is Sabine wearing Grogu's manacles?
They're close, but not quite. Way too big.
Uh-huh.
Sherry wants to know how your drunken chili is.
So I think it turned out really well. Is I haven't sampled it on official people yet. Just my family. But my daughter, who was heckling me the entire time because I don't cook, heckling me the entire time, she tasted it this morning and she liked it. Because the backup plan was, if it was inedible, to toss it this morning and have my wife make me some for the chili cook-off. But that was unnecessary. So
last minute chili.
Yes. Well, purposely it was a little bit previous because you know how chili is always better the second day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But your wife's would be replacement. Hers would be the replacement chili last minute.
Yeah, the replacement chili would have been that, but no,
there's a lot of foods that are like that where you need it to kind of marry. Like salsa is better over time. Like if you make fresh salsa, does the same kind of thing where everything kind of mingles and gets more flavorful.
See, they didn't call them star whales. Star whales.
What the hell's a whale?
You see, that's why I understand. They barely called it Purgles the entire show. They call it Star Whales or Space Whales the entire night. And I'm like, no, dude, it's a Purgle.
Well, yeah, that's at least like a Star Wars name. Is why do you know the word whale?
Right, that's what I
mean. See, exactly, Lonnie.
I mean,
that's exactly how it's just like my favorite Christmas song, which is Santa Claus and His Old Lady.
A little bit more for Santa Claus, a little bit more for Santa Claus.
See, Jeff, I knew would know that. A little bit more for Santa Claus, a little bit more for Santa Claus.
Wow.
That's a great song. Even though it's
really I actually find this scene really interesting with the look Shin gives Sabine when they get on this little ship here. Because it's not a look of hatred. You can kind of see it in her eyes when she turns and just looks at her.
Oh, right.
And that's when she realized that when she said, as you wish, it was, I love you.
Jesus. Just tie everything together.
Do you think, I mean, I don't think, but there's like some backstory about Shin and Sabine having been Padawansy together or something, you know, because
having some sort of history.
It doesn't appear that Baylan and Ahsoka. It appears that Baylan knew of Ahsoka, but not necessarily Ahsoka knew of Baylan.
Right.
Baylan knew of Ahsoka through Anakin. They had never met. That's correct.
So I love
J.R.R. Tolkien.
There's a picture from
that vibe I got.
There's a picture from MegaCon of someone dressed as Sabine and someone dressed as Shin. They're kissing, but they're one person, but Sabine is holding an iced coffee, and then the actor who is Ezra goes and starts drinking the drink.
Oh, the pictures that Namit posted.
Yeah.
So it's him bent over, like sneaking a sip, basically.
Right.
Yeah, that was funny.
I think it's like weird and wacky that their like dropship is gold. Like, well, here, let's put a gold-plated dropship.
They're gold.
I almost got with that the whole hyperspace ring, and then this ship just totally reminds me of Dryden Voss's yacht, like real high level, high end, spacecraft.
It's interesting
So,
that
Notman, if you're listening, Paul Bettany, great guy.
great guy. The fact that ship is all gold versus like the repairs
Yes.
on the Star Destroyer.
Spoilers. Hadn't seen that yet.
Oh, spoiler alert!
We've only had this thing on the watch along at least twice.
Well, we are revisited, so that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But then again, we always say don't watch the first time with us because we are obnoxious.
Yeah.
That's probably the truth. And so they're looking at Sabine, and she's like,
Jedi, what?
Right, and that was something that when the one looks and says it reeks of Jedi, and even like Shin looks over.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is why is Balin not like? Are you looking at me? Do I smell like?
Yeah, I'm like they're close enough to Jedi. I mean, let's say as close even as Sabine to be considered Jedi. I would think this little ball gag thing is just weird to me.
But I think that they detect something different,
more like a light side
with Sabine
kind of thing from her
than they do with Balin,
right,
and Shin.
Right, different vibe.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Claudia Black from Farscape as the lead Night Sister.
Yep. See, right here, I get total the White City. The way that the structure is built into the mountain.
Thanks for joining for a while.
Later, Skip.
Have a good one. That temple gives me Mustafar vibes big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could, but like the White City of Gondor is what gets me with the big tower sticking out of it, and then the rings that go around it. You could see like how it's portrayed in Return of the King.
But see, even but it's not obnoxious that it's like, even if it's an homage or borrowed from elsewhere, unlike certain other properties. Where
I still haven't watched it.
Don't worry about it.
Well, good question. Is the beacons lit though?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the
so funny. Are you foreshadowing this?
Token-esque planet in the Star Wars universe. That's all, or outside of the Star Wars universe, in the Star Wars adjacent universe. This planet happens to be Tolkien-esque.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
theoretically, so. There could be any number of combination of styles of things that.
Well, considering that you have Ahsoka the White on her way there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Very, very Tolkien. Yeah. Well, I mean, she's a space wizard, and Gandalf was just a wizard.
He was a spacey wizard.
I love this monologue.
Yeah, some great acting from.
Oh, dude,
Ray.
Yeah.
It was a great monologue just in general, but yeah, his delivery. You can see how he's sort of put up with the Jedi and is sort of over it at this point.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Lucas completely,
definitely Space Samurai.
Yeah.
But in these two, if you just look at these two characters right now, their armors both denote like a samurai and like a medieval knight.
It's way more medieval, and I think that's purposeful because of how
Shin for sure.
Well, how Balin's
his style is very.
It's more of a medieval style broadsword
style, right? As opposed to like a fencing or some other type of.
As opposed to a katana or hand and a half kind of thing that generally skinny like Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Well, try swinging.
Really
that's a good trick.
It is always.
It's the best.
Balin's such a good historian, which is great. So like when he speaks, you're automatically just gravitated to what he has to say.
Well, he studied the Jedi archives. He probably read the Jedi text.
He might have erased a thing or two.
Oh no, we know.
We know that was Dooku.
Now that's canon.
Maybe there could have been more than one person. Seemed like it was easy to do.
Oh, do the magic hand thingy.
Sure.
Do the magic hand thingy.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Okay, can we get Rob Schneider in Star Wars?
Just in the background. Instead of Finn yelling
Ray. We had Tim Meadows, so you know.
Well, yeah, it's pretty close,
right? Yeah. You know, I wonder what Balin would have done. And this is a question that I don't even know if it can be answered. What would Balin have done is if Peridia was not where Thrawn was? Because the fact that he knows Peridia is storied and what's there and what he's trying to seek, does he keep helping Morgan if
or would he have just bailed out?
Destination, right?
Yeah,
it's something I kind of thought about. You know,
there's the spoiler. So is the
Well, I mean, I love the fact also the Japanese art of kintsugi is all over this episode.
Yeah. But once we get introduced to all these lovely fellows in here, we really see it.
Well, Oliver, the Chimera is freaking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not big as like the Excelsior or anything of that nature, but it's still pretty big.
Friends don't let friends hawk the truck.
Wow.
Yeah, it's rumored to have transwarp drive.
I was waiting for a sticker on the back of the Chimera saying we break for nobody.
Exactly.
That would be funny.
And then this just the weirdo zombie troopers just I don't
with their strappy straps.
They're not though.
And
but
the
they're not
strappy straps. It's like, why are we held together with ratchet straps? I don't know.
Is there ratchet?
So ratchet. And then we get Dad Bod Thrawn.
Listen.
Did we talk about this before? How, like, he's got, like, so do you notice that there's his outfit is like worn out, it's shredding, like there's putting mothballs in there and stuff?
Well, he's got a lot of wear for sure.
Well, who was it that we were talking to? Was it Hal that we were talking to that expressed this that the way that Filoni explains the Rebels is that's the story of these people and what happened in real life. That's why that is more.
The cartoons are always like a fictionalized depiction of the real events.
Yes. So this is how Thrawn is supposed to be, but that's like Thrawn in the cartoon. It's Thrawn's own head canon. That's how he's
exactly. He's super polished. He's much more refined. Whatever. He's very much more stoic or whatever it is, as opposed to being, an average kind of, leader or whatever.
Yeah, was that Hal that said that, or was that Dawn? I forget who it was.
I think it was Hal, because I think I was there for it, and I wasn't at the Dawn one, unfortunately. One thing that's weird is I get both Max Headroom and just President Reagan vibes from Thrawn.
I see far more Elon Musk.
Yeah, that little bit of that too.
We dare not speak his name.
That hair just gives me Reagan vibes.
Blue Musk.
Blue Musk. Is that a new fragrance?
It might be.
It's like Sex Panther.
60% of the time it works 100% of the time.
There's so many things going around. Like he's gonna buy Disney this time.
Yeah, they wouldn't. I don't think that would be allowed by the people that have any kind of.
I think he made the attempt a few years ago and was blocked from doing it.
Right.
But there's a certain
Well, he
YouTuber that's all for it.
Well, yeah, he was all over YouTube today, but Elon posted today, Disney sucks.
He's so dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
we'll
don't
leave
poke
that
the
alone.
mouse. Don't poke the mouse. Leave the mouse alone.
Yeah.
But I mean, the voice is spot on. I mean, they couldn't have gone any other way. This is what needed to be thrown.
I agree.
Yeah, he's fine.
I agree. I agree.
And he's actually less dad bod than I was sort of making him out to be. So.
Yeah, I just
But
want to know
Bryce-
more about Enoch. It's like, what is?
Oh,
the
I was about to
Yeah.
say the same thing because
Just in
the
general,
way he
all
stands there is the way he
Right.
stands.
But
Oh,
Bryce, how much
Is
did we
he wearing
freak
a
out?
freaking kilt?
Yeah, he
What's
does.
that?
He has like one of those skirt things on.
Bryce, how much did we freak out when we finally got to see Thrawn's face in director's cut trailer in London?
Oh my god, dude, that was incredible. And then
Yeah,
they
that
brought
was-
him out.
Yeah, they brought him out, and then someone 3 rows ahead of us ran to the stage to get their figure signed by him, and I was fumbling for my cast piece. I'm like, "What the hell, dude?"
Yeah, I would remember sitting next to you,
Gotta
and you're
act
looking
in that
over
case.
at me, and you're like, "Son of a."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Bravo, guy! Like you got
Yeah.
up in front of 6,000 people and made a play, and it worked. Good for you."
History favors the bold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you never know when that's going
okay.
to work. Yeah, there he is.
I do. The way Enoch walks, he's shorter, so he's like Luke Skywalker. You're a little too short for a stormtrooper. But the way his arms, the way he walks, it's just completely different than anything. So, lead me to believe that Enoch was somebody that maybe was on Perugia, maybe he was one nomad that proved himself, and Thrawn brought him in as the captain of the guard. Like, I don't know. I would love to have a backstory. I don't even care if it's a comic book. Give me something.
Yeah, well, I would want a comic book, but yeah.
I want his helmet.
Yeah,
I
have a
that's
feeling
that's
that
already
that's
out there
going to
in
be
April.
down the
People
line.
are already 3D printing that sucker.
Oh yeah, I saw it at Rhode Island Comic Con this year.
And then there's the variation E-Rock.
That was pretty good. You're welcome.
Well, Sideshow has already on pre-order. They actually have an Enoch.
Okay, and everybody immediately in Star Wars knows how to like ride.
Commune with animals.
Yeah, is like that's not a common skill. And it's like, especially people that like, have space motorcycles and hover bikes and crap. But no, we can just ride a big dog.
Right. I love his logic. It's like, from a certain point of view.
But if you kind of look how she walks away and how she's questioning this, she doesn't actually, I think, really want to fight Sabine after the first encounter in the very first episode.
Yeah, she got her ass kicked.
That would have been great if she said, "Ezra Bridger, isn't that the Emperor's nephew?"
Mm-hmm.
Or is that Lando Calrissian?
It's like Ezra Bridger, isn't he on a hut? Isn't he on Tatooine?
Yeah, he is. He's Jabba.
Jabba.
Oh. There you go. Wonder what this is. What is this little dooflotchy?
Is that the same like thing they used in Empire when he was trying to find?
Shot out your hand.
Yeah, very very
Hello,
similar
bud.
on Hoth when they're trying to like place
snap.
the beacons
Right
and
up on
stuff.
her.
Yeah.
This all looks like it was
Mandalorians-
shot in the volume.
Mandalorians get shot in the armor quite often.
It's interesting how what I wonder what the statistics are, like 100% or something like that, 99%.
I think in this episode alone, when I was watching with Amanda, she said, "Are they trying to feed like you fans out there to start building out your outfits for Celebration Japan?" And I'm like,
yes.
I'm like, oh my god, you're right. I was like,
Subconsciously.
yes. She's like, I'm sure that they did that purposely, so when you go to Japan, you had samurai looking characters. They were canonized.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
what are these dudes wearing? Because they're taking lightsaber like a champ.
Well, yeah, that guy ran away.
I mean, he's the only one that lived.
Well,
I thought like
It did
the
look
fight
like
here
she
was
was
actually
slicing and
pretty
dicing,
well
though.
choreographed.
She can fix it.
Apparently not.
Left it there. Got blasted in half.
Yeah,
I thought the CG there was solid with those two coming out.
Yeah, I had far fewer complaints about the CG in this series than I did with like Boba Fett, or not Boba Fett.
Obi-Wan?
Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Well, Obi-Wan, it wasn't just the CG. It was like the set dressing and everything was just kind of...
Well, there's a lot of lackluster stuff, but also there was some weird, sort of looked like rushed, things that are obviously CG in most of these. It was even more obvious. Does he say whilst? Because then I could it would make my comment defunct that I made on Spencer's post earlier. Yeah, that's true too. I wonder if it was just budget for makeup and costumes.
Well, and the wolves here like look way better than Snuffleupagus.
Well, I mean, Hal said that he was part of the mapping of Wolfie. So
yeah,
nice.
I get kind of rat and bat vibes from these wolf things, like
so you know that
very much like a rat dog.
Yeah, but then they also have sort of a bat face.
You know that meme of the two people like driving away from each other? Like sometimes they'll be like, Luke and whoever like look at each other like, I know you. Wouldn't it be great if someone like superimposed as Sabine's walking across this thing, like two hobbits are like walking like in the 14?
I get that little bit of vibe. I get like
we already established this as the Tolkien planet.
Yeah, like this to me is like them crossing the dead marsh.
Yeah.
But the Wolfie reminds me of if Splinter was a dog.
Well, yeah, it does.
Just never learned to talk.
From like the original, the original TMNT it looks Splinter there.
Yes. Yeah. You mean there's a non-original?
we dare not speak its name.
It's got some mean teeth.
Yeah, I think I get some very like, what is it? Never-ending story kind of vibes from it. So.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit
with like Treyu.
We need a rock biter.
And there they go.
Rise that note.
But that's why they never did a sequel to Never-Ending Story, because it's never ending.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Who invited him?
Skip.
Skip knew what he was doing.
There you go.
I got it all planned.
Yeah. And see, I even like the level of detail they've gone into and how the Howler moves, right?
Yeah, they did a lot of good work on that specific character.
It's a really odd combination between like a horse galloping and like a real wolf would like lope.
So are we taking bets on what Empire magazine's gonna do tomorrow? If it's just gonna be like a cover or
I think so. I love how they teased it with "Hello There."
Yeah, it was very
and then
specific and vague at the same time.
Yes, but I do believe it's a cover reveal.
Their fandom, the cover title has got to be General Kenobi.
It's not going to be anything to do with Kenobi, I don't think. I honestly think it's going to be a Acolyte cover reveal. That's my guess.
I'm just saying.
Seems like a misdirect.
If you do it, is it just a big
100%.
picture of Ewan and the title should say General Kenobi?
Just to finish
the is my dream that what would
whatever.
happen, but I don't think Empire's in the business of making major Lucasfilm announcements, though.
Look, it's a little dapper crab.
A naughty.
Like, oh, I love that. It's like Jimmy Cricket.
A baby Notman, a naughty.
Yeah, baby.
He needs a pocket watch, like in his pocket, in the right here in his vest.
They're dirt pirates.
That sounds
no,
dirty.
they're the trolls
Literally.
from Frozen.
The trolls.
Yeah, that's way more. Yeah, that's way more accurate. These scenes I kind of get Willow vibes. I get Willow vibes from this.
Willow is, Tolkien adjacent,
like licking its lips. And
yeah, he's like, "Can I eat it yet?"
That's
little naughty gasps.
Yeah.
It's like, I know what the Jedi symbol is.
I know this guy that draws it on everything. He's been here for 10 years. Come take him away, please.
Is it 10?
Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's about 10 years.
All right, this is saying yes. This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi,
and they're just like, "Oh, what Ezra?"
This is totally the rock trolls from
the reveal.
Frozen. It's hilarious.
Let it go.
It'd be really hilarious if Wolfie just grabbed one and took him out.
He definitely wanted to.
Ezra. It could have been, maybe the rebellion made it this far. Other people have journeyed here.
We know him. We know an Ezra furry face guy, but not Bridger. Okay, never mind.
You mean the original Space Jesus?
See, now it would have been funny if they go Jabba the Hutt. That would have been funny.
And then you hear one go,
And then he would have earned the title to sign.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, no, he sort of weirdly adopted it, and it doesn't really truly apply to Iman.
Like I said, we don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I'm
only going by what we know so far.
Jabba's dead. Jabba's gone.
This scene is, I think, so crucial to the series.
Iocane. I sweat my life on it. Did you see the body of Vizzini sitting there?
See, trained in the wild. That's what wild Jedi, feral Jedi.
Feral, yeah. I was just going to say the same thing. I trained you to be the anti-Jedi.
Well, I always thought she had very much like a lot of grays and everything, which I might not have any big meaning now, but it might in season 2.
Well, if you figured that, a lot of the coloring of the Jedi were either like tannish white, and then as you got older, a darker color, like a earthy colors. So,
Earth tones.
I mean, I think it's close to a gray Jedi, as they would say in canon, maybe.
Yeah, I mean the armor is silver. She's actually wearing like gauntlets on her arms, which was more common during Clone Wars, but not common at this time. And she just kind of has like more of a medieval look to her with the way that her pauldrons are.
Yes, those specifically. Huge medieval vibe.
I'm still saying that he's.
But also that tunic she's wearing has got a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But see, when she draws her saber right here, it looks so much like Kanan's.
Yeah, the style seems like a combination of things.
And I totally got Knights of Ren vibe here from the way that they filmed this.
He takes off the helmet. It's the Last Samurai, Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
It's like magical that all those blaster shots she took, no holes in the cloak. Like, oh.
It was just to the shoulder that's exposed into their forearms.
Well, if you also Shin Hadi the Hadi, absolutely. But if you also recall that episode in the Book of Boba Fett where Mando basically slices his pants with the Darksaber, and all of a sudden
cut into his leg.
And after the Bacta spray, oh look, his pants are patched.
Yep.
Great,
amazing healing tool.
It's like, look, we rolled up on the space trailer park.
Listen, they started using Bacta in the High Republic, so I mean, you think about hundreds and hundreds of years. Sure, it can sew pants. Why couldn't it?
Yes.
Heals those
especially
fibers.
If your pants are made out of like organic, it's space cotton.
Make clothes out of living organisms that when it gets damaged it can be healed. That'd be pretty
You
creepy.
think with that antennae he was trying to
well, no creepier than like Lady Gaga's meat.
Basically the same thing. Except for Lady alive. Gaga. That's dead. Meat is murder.
That's another movie with Jon Favreau. Nice PCU
Which
reference. Jeff just did a PCU reference, so.
Yes. What? Randomly living in an Airstream.
How?
Give it to him.
Now they need to bring in the Carl and Arnold handshake right here. You son of a bitch.
Sabine, you son of a Bacta.
Son of a bantha.
No, seriously, he got the mannerisms of. I thought he got the most mannerisms of the animated character.
Oh, he's perfect.
I mean, I just thought this was a little underwhelming reunion.
Their whole vibe and interaction was a lot lesser and seemed played down more than it would have been. Especially if it's 10 years, it's like a long time to not see somebody.
Yeah, I always wonder why he has like almost like a computer chip on his one hand too. Like what's the point of that? Does it control like his home? Like is that his little remote to pack everything up and drive his car? But
yeah, and he's like got the weird like chain mail on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that too. Looks like it's made out of like the little pop top things from cans of soda. But they're like, isn't it supposed to be trooper dog tags or something? Is the thought?
Or the Spyra.
They do kind of a Spyra look to them, the shape. Ula's gonna come out and dance for him. Then they're gonna go Jabba do hut.
About that, maybe we should tell it something.
Yeah,
we'll see about that one. But I'm here.
Oliver's asked if it's mithril.
Mithril.
Mithril's in the refresher.
I see, Frodo Baggins. There's more to you than meets the eye.
You full of a took.
Oh my god, dude, that's Merry and Pippin.
I swear to you, she was dead. I'm not dead yet.
I
think I'm going to whale.
Somehow Ahsoka returned.
There you go.
I blame Brendan.
Well, it kind of is his fault.
Let her drown.
He's like, oh, that's Ahsoka? Screw her.
You're not taking over my series.
Yeah. Take my thunder.
Right.
Do a Google search on her.
I'm going to go to Wikipedia.
I love Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's pretty handy dandy.
It really is.
Dark magic. The pick of destiny, the dial of destiny demands it.
Yes.
Da-da-da.
Star Wars. Oh, what happened? There it goes. Some low-key music for this one. But still very cool.
Good episode. It kind of feels like, in this sort of scenario, that it felt like two different seasons in one, because they had two very distinct storylines. Like after episode 5, it became like almost a different series altogether.
Sort of split or morphed or something.
Well, and
they are
really do kind of split even after, in the next episodes Ahsoka gets there. Like,
spoiler alert.
Yeah. Phelan's got his stuff going on and they got their stuff going on, and it's
and this is
more
something
reunions.
Something that Mike and Jonathan and I talked about in a future comic review that
talked in the future. That's amazing.
We kind of made a comparison to one of the characters from the High Republic to Ezra in the next episode. So,
cool.
I guess if you want to find out, I guess I get to host again next week.
So, 2 weeks we got Bad Batch season 3 debuting, which we're very, very excited about that. So much good Star Wars. We got Acolyte and Skeleton Crew this year. Hopefully, maybe Tales of the Jedi, which would be awesome.
Or maybe it'll be Tales of the Sith, which would be cool.
Ooh, I want Tales of the Sith or Tales of the Jedi with Bail and Skull.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
I think that would be such a great tribute.
Yes.
It would be such a great tribute.
Oh, yeah.
Just so much goodness. But yeah, no, I'm very happy. There's Shauna's name. Rest in peace, Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
And just a lot of good stuff, But Dave, what's going on with the network the rest of this week?
The network this week is, like I was teasing earlier, is we have a new episode of the Unifying Force coming up where we pay tribute to Carl Weathers. So check that one out. Then Monday, we have another episode of Star Wars Rebels Revisited where you can find out all the things that there are to find out about Ezra's backstory and Sabine and all of the things. If you have questions about what's going on and why things are the way they are here, Rebels Revisited is the place to figure that one out.
This week is a best of Rex, Captain Rex, so that'll be a fun one.
Oh, yeah,
that'd be cool. And
that'd be very cool.
And all sorts of things. And of course, if there are things you want to know about Ahsoka, about Star Wars pop culture in general, about the family vacation, join us live on Zoom on Tuesdays. Okay, come to the VCN happy hour. We're there. We're live. You can ask questions face to face. You can lurk with your camera off. Whatever sort of thing that you want to do is come on in and see us there.
And we might leak information on there that's not public at any particular time.
Well, that happens. Oh, you see?
I keep hearing about that.
Wow.
Somehow I'm absent.
It happens
when that
all the time,
but it's all good.
No, but it's all fun, and we appreciate all of you guys. 62.5 thousand members worldwide now, which we're very, very much appreciate. It's a lot of people.
That's huge.
Thank you very much for joining us for all that, and thank you very much for joining us for all these shows and for being members of our group. We're just a strong family, and we're stronger because of all of you. But don't forget, below we got a whole slew of stuff there, different accounts, some being used, some don't, some
are just placeholders. It's all good.
We're
some
on
need to be
all
revitalized.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of stuff being done right now. Keep track of what's going on there. Also find out where we're going to be. You never know where we're going to be. We're going to be at many cons. We're going to be on family vacation. We're going to be in Nashville in a big way in October. So
super excited about that. Super excited about that.
So that's going to be a fantastic trip. And as we all march on towards Japan 2025, information for that could come in any day, honestly. So we don't know.
Yeah,
but
we don't know when that's going to drop.
Virtual Cantina Network is your home to find out information about Celebration and all things Star Wars. So, Bryce, first off, thank you very much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Loved it.
Cool. And Jeff, anything you want to close out with today?
It's another good episode. Look forward to the next couple. Hopefully we have some great guests to join us, but if we don't, it'll still be a fun night like tonight. Excellent. And yeah.
Very good. Dave.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the Ahsokas, and then beyond Ahsoka, looking forward to getting back into some Bad Batch. I'm ready to see how, if does Teak return? What happens to Crosshair? Need to know.
And what about Omega's sister, the Doctor? Which is a cliffhanger from the last episode.
Yeah,
we don't know.
She kind of looks like Dr. Person. Just saying.
Right.
Yes.
Well, we'll also be doing the Bad Batch after show. We did the Ahsoka after show for this with Jonathan, Mike, and myself. Cool. We plan on doing it for all of these shows. And so we'll be doing Bad Batch, and that'll be airing on Fridays after the show's released. So looking forward to getting back in and then getting with the guys and doing some really cool in-depth reviews and help add to the strength of the network.
Very cool. So with that in mind, guys, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And may the Force be with you. See you next week.
May the Force be with you.
Always.